Well, hello everybody, and welcome to this episode of G Bear's Off-Grid Ways, Homestead in the Desert. And I'm out here in the Garden of Eden because I was getting ready to uh, pick some fresh vegetables for my dinner here. I got some green beans. Got at least one more good one on here that I'm gonna, maybe two more good ones. I'll cut those off and get them into the pot here. And that'll go with my barbecued chicken for the evening. And I'm probably gonna enjoy that. I just might really enjoy that. So anyway, wanted to show you the Garden of Eden, but because I promised earlier this week that I would get to this on the weekend, and well, you know, technically Sunday is not the weekend; it's a week beginning. But for us people, we call Friday, Saturday, Sunday the weekend. So anyway, look at the corn here. And I was going to tell you a corny joke, but I'll just play it by ear. Oh my gosh. Oh man, that wasn't even worthy of a kernel. All right, anybody. Yeah, things are looking good in here. Grapes on the Concord grapevine, just looking really healthy. And this guy is really trying to get all the way to the top. I'm going to tie him up there with a piece of tape and see if he starts climbing around up there. Picked up a new bag of fertilizer today when I was in town. I had to go into town and get that water filter I was mentioning, and I've had a couple of people ask me or give me hints about what the water filter numbers were. Well, I couldn't tell you because right after I shut the video off yesterday. I mean, I no sooner hit the off button on the video and was going to go into upload it, and I looked down right at my foot. The tip of my toe was right against the box I'd been looking for. So I did find the box. I got the right numbers. I got the right filter for it. And over here, I wanted to show you, look at that. I got me a red one down there. Not fully red yet, but almost ready. And I got lots of little green ones on here. So it'll be eating tomatoes in the Garden of Eden pretty soon. All these tomato plants are really, really looking good. They're all nice and healthy. And earlier this morning I came out and gave them some more eggshell because plants love calcium, especially tomato plants. So don't throw your eggshells out. Dry them, rinse them, dry them, and then crush them up and put them around the base of your plants. Your plants will be happy for that. It really does a nice job. So, let's see, I think I want to pick up one of these for supper too. Let's see, which one should I grab? Maybe that's one right here. Oh yeah. He's got the beat, he's got the beat. Yeah, he's got it. Oh, me and my songs. You know, sometimes I hate that I do that because I'll put a song or a tune in my head, and then it stays there, and then all night while it's quiet, I'm sitting down and answering your comments and that stuff. The next thing you know, I'm singing that song again in my head. Then I'll go to bed and I'll wake up in the morning and there's that song in my head again. Now that looks like that carrot is going to seed, so excuse me while I lean over here. Oh yeah, it's just a little one, but it's going to seed. And I don't need a million little carrot seeds down in there. So I'll throw that in and I'll take it in and rinse it off and I'll munch it. On the way back to the cabin, I'll take the greens off of this and off of the beet and toss them into the chickens. They love that stuff. And if I was having a salad tonight, I'd love it too. But I'm not having a salad tonight, so the chickens earned it, and they're gonna get it. All right, so that's about all that I really have in here. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to tell you. Down in the comment section, those of you who would be interested in seeing how it's done, I've decided that since this tree just produces a lot of leaves and doesn't produce any fruit, this graft right here is the Bosque pear from the other side of the garden over there, and it's taken and it's doing a good job of growing up here. It's got lots of leaves on it. But this whole big branch right here, I think what I'm going to do is right here, I'm going to air layer it. And since this isn't producing fruit, it's just producing green leaves, I'm going to air layer it and get a whole new tree off of there. Now there is a bud graft right here. And bud grafts, usually you don't see them until the following year. But we'll see if that comes out or not. But if those of you who want to see how an air layer is done, I'm going to do it on this section right here. And I'll get everything set up with my tripod so you can watch it. And normally I would cut all of these extra branches out of the way so I have an easy place to work in there. But I really don't want to do that. I want to keep that air layer shaded for the hot summer. So what I'll do is I'll tie off these branches. I'll tie them down to the stake or something like that so that they're out of my way while I'm working here, so you guys can get a good view at what I'm doing. I'll explain to you from start to finish how to do an air layer and give you a couple of different methods of doing an air layer. Now, I'll also be, next spring, I'll be doing an air layer on this branch. I want to take this branch and that branch off and turn those into shade trees that I can plant outside. Since they don't produce fruit, I'm not going to have that much trouble with rodents and that stuff trying to get at them. But I'm planning on planting those in Tomcat's little roaming area close to Tomcat's little house. So if it does attract little rodents, Tomcat will have some fun and a hot meal or two. So anyway, yeah, I'm planning on doing that, and that's going to send a lot of power to this graft because it's below that whole thing, so that graft is going to really take off next spring. And I want here and here, you know what? I may air layer them both. I'll show you that one, the big one first, and then I'll air layer this smaller one off camera because you'll already know how it's done. And I want to get the two top sections of this tree off, and I'm going to graft some branches from the Anna apple over there onto these branches, so that I can get some apples coming off of this tree. And since the rootstock is really well set, I should be in good shape for getting some apples. And the Bosque pears will come out of this also. So it'll be a multi-graft tree in the long run. So, like I said, down in the comment section, give me a show of hands who wants to see that, and I will give you an instructional on how to do a proper air layer, and we'll get that going. All right, so the corn here, because the wind blew all my tassels off, the corn only had half the ear had kernels on it. So that was just the two that were really early, and the wind was always coming from that direction, so they were getting nailed. So I cut those off, and I brought them over to the chickens and let the chickens go at them, and they had a ball. So I'm going to have some cabbage here pretty soon. That head over there is in really good shape. My pears are doing well, and so is the singles. All right. Yeah, so I'm going to be getting this out of here pretty soon, and I'm going to make some cabbage along with one of my meals. And this little single down here is looking nice. But yeah, everything's all nice and soaked and doing a good job. These are my Romas. That Roma, the plant over there, is really filled up with tomatoes. These have got the flowers on them, and they're just starting to get ready to set fruit. So that'll work out great, because when I harvest those, then these will be just starting to come in, and then this one will come in after it. So it'll give me tomatoes all through the season. Grapes, oh my word. My mouth waters every time I walk past this thing. It is just loaded with grapes. And these are all Thompson seedless green grapes. They are really good. I want to graft that main stalk next year and see if I can't crossbreed it with a branch off of the Concord, because I do love my Concord grapes. This grapevine, the first couple of years never did anything. This year it decided it's going to grow, so it's doing a pretty good job. I'm going to tie the runners up and start heading those up to the top so I can get them up onto the trellis. And hopefully next year we'll see some grapes pop out of that one. I think that one is a purple grape, Thompson's purple seedless. So we'll see what we're going to do with that. Peppers aren't doing much this year, but they got some buds on them. They'll probably come in. And my cantaloupe is really behind schedule there. But we'll see what happens. Asparagus just doing its thing. Oh, here come the winds. Here come the winds. This is another Thompson seedless green. And it was looking a little sad earlier this year, but it's got some growth on it, so hopefully it'll make it till the end of the season and then go dormant, and then next year it'll climb up and get to the top. My lone apple is still over here on the Anna, and I'll be picking that pretty soon. I've been keeping an eye on it. I got some fresh growth on these here, but I got to do something. I got to get that fixed up there. The panel is right there that belongs to it. But I also think I like that screen I put up there for the panel that blew away in a dust devil. And I think I'm going to take out this section of stuff and put another one of those screens on this side to cool it down a little bit in here. Because even right now, it's 100 degrees or 99 degrees in here. So this is late in the afternoon at 99 degrees. These plants are really suffering. I have to keep them wet all the time. I got a lot of fresh growth on my citrus trees. And another surprise to me, I got me some figs growing. Look at that. There's some figs on here. Huh. I'm going to have some figgy pudding. I don't know what happened with that cherry tree. It's got some fresh sprouts on these branches and stuff, but I think it was just too hot in here for it. So I'm going to have to do something about getting the rest of this grow house built out here and move some of these trees outside where they won't get cooked. All right, everybody. I'm going to grab my stuff, get into the house, and get something to eat. Have a cold beer or two or three, like Salty Shellback was saying, and we'll go from there. All right. Thanks for joining me. Don't forget, thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and share. This is G Bear signing off.